What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Cooking with May. As everyone probably knows by now, these are like my favorite ever to film. And I had a bunch of bananas that I have to finish because when I buy food and it goes bad, I feel really bad. So we're gonna make banana bread today, but I didn't have a bread tray because I left that at my mom's house. Because when you're going to college, you don't think I'm gonna bring my bread tray with me, which I should have done. But I have a cupcake tray, so we're gonna make banana bread muffins. But I got chocolate chips, so we're gonna make chocolate chip banana bread muffins, if you're still with me. So for this recipe, you're gonna need 3 really ripe bananas, right here. You're also gonna need 1 egg. You also need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, but I'm not gonna pick that up because the flour is in a big thing and I don't wanna pick it up just to show you. Okay, you also need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I don't have any, I have baking soda. I'm sure there's a science behind it, but I'm not exactly sure. It always works anyway. You also need 1 teaspoon of salt, and you need 3/4 cup of regular white sugar. You can use brown sugar if you want, but I just want to use regular white sugar because I want to use brown sugar for another recipe. You're also going to need about 1/3 cup of oil. Don't use olive oil when you're baking unless you're baking something savory, which is something I learned from experience. Just use regular corn oil. So to make our banana bread, first we have to get all of our bananas and mash them. So I don't have 2 cameras and I'm filming this on my own, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this. So just 3 bananas, and we're gonna mash them with a fork. Mercury is in retrograde this week, which basically is a fancy way of saying things are not gonna go the way you want them to go. And that really bugs me because I am in college and I need to get good grades, and Mercury retrograde is really messing with my head. Now we're gonna take a little fork and we're gonna mash these. They're a little hard. Okay, anyways, I actually read a book today after the longest time because I love reading, and then this semester I have so much school reading I haven't had time to actually sit down and read something that I've wanted to read. So I found this book, and one of my resolutions this year was to read a book every month, or at least one really interesting book that I can remember, something that has an impact on me, because I feel like we never read anymore as people. I feel like we just, oh god, this is making with that this weird sound, like when you stir mac and cheese. Yuck. I'm just really making this out of guilt because I know that we had bananas at home and I know that I can't let them go bad, or else I'll never forgive myself for throwing away food. I can buy clothes and they'll be sitting in my closet for 3 years and I won't care and it won't make a difference to me. But when I buy food and I throw it out, that makes me feel like the world's worst person. Maybe that's just how I was raised. Maybe that's why. So this recipe doesn't actually say chocolate chips, but I want to add them anyway because I went to Target and then I saw them on sale and I needed a reason to buy them. And if I bought them just to eat them handfuls at a time, that would be bad. So I'm putting them in banana bread, and so now it's justified, if that makes sense. This video is not sponsored, but it should be. This stuff is so good, and if you're health conscious, 2.5 cups of these are 160 calories. And I'm not really good at math, but that's kind of good, I think. Also, now that you're done with your bananas, and they're all mashed and mushy and yuck. Okay, honestly, I really like bananas, but growing up I didn't because my brother would always get banana split ice cream when we would get ice cream. And I said I didn't like bananas, but I was always eating his ice cream. So I don't know. I just get so sidetracked easily, I don't know how. I feel like my brain is going at 90 miles an hour, and then my thoughts come out at 2 miles an hour, so I'm skipping so much information in between. Now that our bananas are mashed, we're gonna add our sugar and our egg and our oil and mix more until it's all incorporated. We're not gonna add the flour just yet though. Music when I'm cooking. I have a whole playlist. It's called Chef May. I know it sounds silly, but it's actually on my Apple Music if you want to go see that. I don't know if it's private or public, but I usually play music and I cook at the same time, but I can't do that because copyright. So now we just have to make conversation. Usually that's easy for me, but today I've just been exhausted. It's not even me, it's Mercury. I'm literally wearing a Planet shirt right now. Things are just weird lately. School's been unnecessarily easy, which I'm scared about, because when things get easy, I just start to like build up tension and I get uncomfortable because it's not hard, and then I'm expecting for something to go wrong, but nothing's going wrong. Except the way I'm thinking about things that are going right, but I'm thinking that it's not supposed to go the way it's going. I'm not having a crisis, I'm just, I don't know. Now that we're done mixing all of our wet ingredients, we're gonna mix our dry ingredients in. And when you mix, make sure you don't like go KitchenAid on that shit. Like, it's not gonna be like a mix. It's supposed to be like very smooth, and you're supposed to fold it in, which basically means instead of spinning it, you're just using a spatula and you're going like this, if that makes any sense. Because if you overwork your dough and you just go crazy and you mix, your muffins are gonna turn out really dense and they're not gonna be good. The word we're going for here is moist, but I don't like saying that word, but that's our end goal. But if we mix right now, it's not gonna get there. We're just gonna go to like dense. Does that make sense? I feel like it does. Basically what I'm saying is now I'm gonna add my dry ingredients and like fold them in. This looks like something it shouldn't look like. Anyways, you should use a spoon or a measuring thing, but I have this thing that we call in the kitchen experience, so I don't really need that. Now with all of our dry ingredients in our wet ingredients, I'm gonna switch from a fork to a wooden spoon. Because instead of using a fork that, you know, kind of you can use as a whisk when you're making scrambled eggs, we're gonna use a spoon so we can just fold it together instead of just whipping it together. You know what I mean? This takes a long time, but only because I wanna do it right. Like, if I wanted to do it wrong, it would be done by now. Now, normal people would have preheated the oven in the beginning of our conversation, but I forgot. And I think there's stuff in the oven. So I'm just gonna wait till I'm done making my stuff, and before I put it in the oven, then I'll preheat it, and then I'll wait for it to ding, and then I'll put the stuff in the oven like I'm supposed to. Let's just pretend like that's how people on Food Network do it, because I know it's not. Okay, so this is coming together. As you mix it, you're gonna slowly see that, you know, the flour kind of disappears into all the wet ingredients. But you'll see little pockets of flour when you're mixing. Don't whisk that, just keep folding and folding and folding until you think your arm's gonna fall off, and that's how you know you're ready to bake them. So now that I'm done folding all my ingredients together, I'm gonna just add some stuff in the very end that I probably should have added with my dry ingredients, but I did not think of it. So we're gonna add some nutmeg. This is not part of like any recipe you'll probably hear, but I'm a big nutmeg person, so just toss that in there. And nutmeg is very strong, like drugs. No, not really, but you just add a little bit, it goes a long way. So not even a teaspoon, not even a half of a teaspoon, like a literal pinch. Like not even a big pinch like you would get if you did something wrong, but like a little pinch. And then cinnamon, we don't have to skip out on the cinnamon because this stuff is strong and I like it, so. I also put cinnamon in my coffee. Does anyone else do that? So a little bit of cinnamon. And then we're gonna continue folding this very little just so we don't see any of the spices we just added. Okay, and now lastly, we're gonna add our chocolate chips, which is also very optional, but I'm a fan, so. Now you might wanna add 1/4 of a cup, in my opinion. I need to wash this shirt after. It's getting all yucky. You know, of course we're gonna have to taste test to make sure it's like safe to eat. I think it is. Pro tip coming from a pro. Use semi-sweet chocolate chips when you're baking. I hate milk chocolate, and I really love dark chocolate, but a lot of people don't. So I use this, it's kind of like in the middle. Everyone can tolerate it. So let's add 1/4 of a cup of these. This is such a pretty sight. Y'all don't even know. I kind of want to add more. Okay, and now we're gonna fold these in, just like we folded our dry ingredients with our wet ingredients. Folding is a skill, you know? Okay, now we're done. Basically, now we'll just have to take our batter and put it into our muffin tray, which I'm gonna do, but first I'm gonna wash my hands, preheat the oven, clear my countertop, and then we'll meet back when I'm putting my stuff away. Why do people keep, I'm not that popular. I don't know why everyone's texting me right now. My parents are wondering what I'm doing for spring break. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. What do you mean?
Oh,
Here are my friends.
Oh shit.
Look,
Oh shit.
I'm making chocolate chip banana muffins.
Is that bowl from your rice cooker, bitch?
Stop, I live with my dad. I don't have a glass mixing bowl. These are my friends, Kyla and Samir. I'll insert pictures right here and here.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Okay, so I preheated my oven at 350 And here's my little baking tray. My friends are literally, don't laugh at me.
You just gotta be like, don't fucking look at me, dude.
I get bullied every single day for being a business major by these two people. That's about it. Anyways, we're gonna line the tray with these. I got these at Target for literally $1.29. But that's what happens when you buy generic things. Excuse me? Is there something you'd like to add?
Yes, but why you got so much fucking time? I swear to God.
You know, I'm gonna turn the camera off for what I'm about to say. So this is what my tray looks like right now. And I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350 for 25 minutes. Oh my God, my friends are literally roasting me.
I told them I was frying.
Can you can it? Because I'm trying to talk.
Oh, my bad. The world doesn't revolve around me, that's new.
You're an Aries, okay? Your world does.
Recorder segment.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this little tray in the oven and take it out 25 minutes later. And we will see what we have. Can we have a moment of silence, please, while I finish filming?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so my muffins are done baking and I baked them for 23 minutes at 350 degrees. Then I turned off the oven and I let them stay in the oven for 5 more. And they turned out so nice. Literally golden brown, like, isn't that so nice? I'm not gonna try it because it's freaking burning my hand. But anyways, I hope you guys like this little cooking with May. I know it's kind of disoriented. I know like Mercury's in retrograde. Everything is a little off, but also on the right path. It's kind of confusing. But I hope you guys make these muffins at home. They're literally so easy to make. Like if I can do it, you can do it, pretty much. That's the kind of stuff I show on here. And I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye.